Okay, we're going to get started with our November Club Q kit. The one we are working on now is called Enjoy. It has lots of fun fall colors in there. The Powder Puff chalking inks that we suggest are Amaretto, Midnight Confessions, Mango Mai Tai, and Baja Blue. But as you can see, this page is really colorful, so you just grab the colors you like out of your stash of Powder Puff chalking inks and we will get started. I always like to start with the cutting diagrams and get those out of the way, so I am going to find my cutting diagram. What did I do with it here? Here it is. So I'm going to grab my cutting diagram. I'll get these out of the way. Move my trimmer in. I always like to have my cutting diagram right on the side here so I can see what I'm doing. I am going to cut the leaf piece of paper first, and we need 2" by 11" two of those, so 2" by 11". We're going to cut that one first, so put this into 2 inches and cut, 2 inches and cut. And then both of those need to be at 11, so I'm going to put them together and cut 1 inch off so that it is 2 by 11. Two by 11 inches. And then we need 3.5 by 5.5. So I am going to do the 5.5" cut first. This is extra. You can save it for tags or something else if you would like, but we don't use that one. I know a lot of times in our Quick Quotes kits, we use the leftover pieces and things that look like scraps. We use those a lot, but that is a piece we won't be using. So this, now we put in at 3.5 inches, and then 3.5 inches again, and 3.5 inches one more time. And then that will leave a little scrap on the end that we don't use. So 3.5 by 5.5. The next one is the plaid piece of paper, and I'm going to trim off just the little tab here at the end so that we have a 12 by 12. And then we will, let's see, this needs to be 6.5 inches in, so we are going to actually do the 6.5 inch cut first. So put your paper in, cut at 6.5 inches. And then out of that, we are going to do a 4.5 and a 7.5. So just turn it this way to 4.5. Cut. And then you have the 2 pieces that you need. 4.5 by 6.5 and a 7.5 by 6.5. Set those aside. And then on this side we need a 3.5 by 5.5 again here. So we're already at 5.5 this way. We'll turn it this way, do 3.5, 3.5 again, and 3.5 again. And you'll have that little scrap you can get rid of. And if I get going too fast, that's what's so great about video, is that you can pause it, get caught up, get things cut, get die cuts punched out, and then get started again. And I think that is all the cutting. I'm going to check here because on all of our directions, we always have cut pieces of paper up here. Oh, actually, so we do have another cut. So this teal piece of paper, it's 2 by 11. We need to cut it down the middle so that you have 1 inch by 11 inch strips. So you put this in at 1 inch. And then you have 2 1 inch pieces. And the only other thing, and you can do this one by hand, like fussy cut if you would want to, or we have it on here so that you can just trim at each edge. Move it in again and you trim right on that white line. And then I end up just fussy cutting the ends. And if it's a little bit off, no biggie, it will be just fine on your page. And if there's any white showing, you can always chalk that edge up, so no worries. Then you want to do your little, I call them little dove's tails. See, I have a little bit of white showing there, but you just chalk up the end, you'll never even know. And after these, oh, I think I brought my worst pair of scissors in here. They will work though. After you cut these, that is all the cutting that we will be doing. We try to get a lot of the cutting done for you and the kids so that they are very simple to put together. Okay, so we can move our trimmer out of the way. And we'll move in our 2 background pieces. Oh, actually, you know what? Sometimes these are cut off, sometimes they're not. I'm going to put this in for our background pieces, and I'm going to cut the tabs off the end. Put this out of the way, and I'll get our background papers out here. And on your background paper, you can use either side of the paper. The side in the picture on your directions has the more floral side with some flourishes and stuff on it. The other side is a little more solid, a little brighter colors around. Totally up to you. I'm going to set it up just like we have on the instruction sheet, but you have the option to switch it around. Make sure these are in the camera. Okay, so from here, I just usually keep my instructions sitting right next to me so I can kind of go off of here. When I do my videos, I may not go right in the same order as this. You do what works for you. I am going to get started on page 2 because it is very simple to put together, and get that one out of the way. So you have 3.5 by 5.5 plaids. You have 3 3.5 by 5.5 leaf, and you feel free to chalk these as you go. I am actually going to use this color that we just got. It's like a bright reddish orange, and it is called Poppy. We actually haven't even announced these yet. They are our new collection for next year, and I'm just using it in this. This is just a prototype. I'm using it in this kit so that you can kind of see what you will be in for next year. We're hoping to have these in just after the first of the year. It's called the Secret Garden Collection. So this is like a really bright, it's called Poppy. You can see it even has just the handwritten name on the back. So these are just our prototypes. This is a color that we really have not had before, not anything really close to it even. Really bright color. I'm going to do 2 of those in Poppy. And then I'll show you one more color, a little sneak peek of new colors coming out in the Secret Garden collection. So I did 2 in Poppy, and then I actually already got this one all messed up because I used it with the green, but this one is called Dandelion, and I love this new yellow. It's really more of like a gold, not super bright. It doesn't have really like a dingy look to it. It's just a really nice yellow. It goes well with this paper. So you stop and chalk up whatever pieces you want as you go. I'm just going to do a few here. I probably won't chalk all of them. Do one more in this color. Another color that would look really nice with this paper is called Fall Leaves. Pumpkin Pie, one from last year. It's really beautiful with this. Desert Sun is kind of a deep yellow. Okay, once you have those chalked up, then you go ahead and put them in place. You can kind of see on the picture here. I like to space them out to begin with because, let's see what I do here. There we go. I like to get them on my page and space them out how I like them before I actually glue them down. These should all be the same size. Once you get them spaced like you like them, and it looks like they're all about 1/4 of an inch apart, you can go ahead and adhere those to the page. Some people like to measure and get this exactly spaced exactly right. Totally up to you. I tend to work in abouts. I also don't use a whole lot of adhesive so that I can peel it up if I want to and rearrange. This might be a little off. I'm just getting it down for the video. And then you have white die cuts that you probably already punched out. See, mine is a little off. You can take a little more time and get yours on there. These frames will go on each of the leaf backers. With these, you want to not glue them down until you have the photo in them that you would like. Once you glue them down, you won't be able to peel them back up and put pictures in. So you could put just a little dot of glue if you don't have your pictures right now. And then after you have your photos in, it's just these little banners. You have a bag of buttons, and each button gets glued to the end of the banner, and you're completely done with page 2. Super simple. What I'm going to do is just put this right on top here, and I'm going to work on page 1. It has a little more layering to it. Where are the pieces that I cut earlier? Okay, so you have the large, I think it's 7.5-inch piece. This is going to go about 1 inch from the top and 1 inch from the left side. You have one of your blue teal strips. And one of your leaf strips, and it goes up just a little higher than that one. And again, stop to chalk things up if you wish. The second leaf one goes just at the bottom of your plaid piece. This one goes in just about 1/2 inch from the left side of your leaf strip. And now we are going to get our die cut here. We have this one punched out, and then we have pieces that go exactly behind there so that, let's see, there we go. It fits exactly. And what I like to do with these kind of pieces is take a darker color and do some chalking before you add that on there. So I'm going to do this poppy color and just add some extra color to the ends of this. You definitely don't have to. It's actually not in the picture that we did that, but I just love this look. Looks like I need to put a little down here. So to get something similar to this color, this poppy color, any of the brighter oranges would work. There's candy corn, fall leaves, and I'm going to, this glue we finally have on our website, and it is amazing. I love it. It's so great for little die cut pieces like this. You just need a few dots here and there. This is actually a really small precision tip. So when you use it, and this one's brand new, I gotta get it. Okay, got it. So you need just a little bit of glue in the middle. It's a small precision tip, so you do just little bits here and there. You don't need a lot. Once it sticks on, it really sticks. So I'm just doing a couple little dots here and there. Gotta match this up. And the easiest way is to take this one. It looks kind of like a flame coming out right there. And just kind of get it on top of there till it matches right behind. I just love it with that extra little orange chalked up pop behind it. Okay, and you will have this funky little looking piece. And again, you could chalk that up if you want to around the edges, give it some extra color, and that will go behind the pumpkin. I gotta figure out how here. Okay, so this little bump, there's a straight edge that goes near the sunflower. And then that little bump actually goes by the stem. So again, I'm gonna put just a few little dots here so that this gets glued on. It's a little bit hard to get lined up. There we go. So you have your orange pumpkin. And then you have a blue piece that goes behind all of it, just like that. So I'll put a few dots here and there. But this glue, I think it's about $9.99 on our website. We also sell these little caps separately, and I think they're only like $1. We have found this to be amazing. We use it on big projects, little projects, just super easy to use. I didn't get any up here, so I'm going to add a couple little dots. Okay, and then you have your little embellishment all put together. Before you glue that down, you do have one piece of ribbon, which I fold the end over like this, cut back towards you, and then it gives you a nice V at the end of it. That gets glued down. I'm going to chalk this one up a little bit too with an orange. Well, this is with poppy, but just over the blue, you put your little row of leaves here. Actually, I'm going to just tuck this under here, and I'm going to glue this down just like this. Get it to stay in place. And of course, you'll probably want to use a little more adhesive. I'm just doing this for my sample. And then you have a piece of ribbon, and honestly this glue isn't really the best for ribbon. It takes for a little longer to dry, so I just use my ATG gun or double-sided tape. Run the ribbon across there. And again, you'll want to have I just put a little adhesive at the bottom here because I'm still going to put my picture in up here. These get layered up. You have a white piece that comes out of your die cut. These get layered up. Picture in there, tucked in right behind there. The little chalking technique that we have, I'm going to show you here. I'll just use my instructions for a little, let's see. So you have 3 pieces that look like this, and I just lay them out on a scratch piece of paper. And to make the center of that sunflower, you can see it's a layered, and it looks kind of like corkboard, chalky. You can use 2 different browns, and I'm actually going to use this little dauber. We have these on our website now too, which I love and I'm using for everything. You can either take your brown, pat it on there, do the edges, or you can use a dauber, which gives it a really soft, chalky look. This one had a little bit of red on the dauber already. A lot of times with daubers, I will use one dauber for all the different browns, one dauber for all the different greens and blues, and I like it when they kind of mix together in color. We also have these finger daubers, which make it really easy to use as well. And we have these daubers, which I've used purple down here. So what I do is I just use a different side for whatever color I'm using next. So I'm using brown over here. Daub that on there. Soft, chalky look. And then if you wanted to use, I'm going to punch these out here. Lay them out. these white circles are actually just chalked, and that's this brown circles that are from behind here. But I'm going to make mine a different color. I'm going to use this poppy color again. If I wasn't using this, I'd probably use like fall leaves, I think, on this kit. But I just am turning this a different way. I'm going to use a different side and chalk up the circles, whatever color you would like behind. Behind your little leaf there. And I feel like that might be kind of bright, so I am going to go back over it with a little bit of brown, just to tone it down a little bit. And then you can also go around the edges, make the edges a little darker. Just like that. Do the same thing here with our dauber. And I'm going to go back over it with this dauber. Lots of different choices that we have on our website, different colors, different shapes, but I'm learning that I love them all. Okay, so to make the inside of your sunflower, you just layer these up. I'm going to make this one a little darker around the edge. And this one even darker yet. Oh, for the center. You have your little leaf here. And then page 1 is done. Hope you enjoy the fall kits and the little sneak peek of the new Powder Puffs for 2024. I will try to give you more of those in December's video as well. Thanks so much for being a Club Q member, and we will see you next time.